Greetings of peace, love, and light. I am Godis Nanu, and I am here in the Light Body Sanctuary. So, today I'm going to continue my message on how to respond to spiritual attack. So, this is part 2. Continuing to lay the foundation for the pillars of the Light Body Sanctuary. And the Light Body Sanctuary is our virtual community for light beings, those who are seeking on the path to becoming one. On the path of becoming one. Oneness, that is the goal. To return to self, to return to our Creator, wholeness. Alright, moving on, try not to get too deep. Alright, so just want to expound on some of the things discussed in the last video, starting with the focus on that video was proper preparation for the most part. One of the things that you learn the first number one survival skill that you learn and that you should teach your children is, first and foremost, do not panic, okay? Do not panic. Do not be afraid. If you can master not being afraid, okay, being calm, all right, then you halfway there, okay? Because once you panic and you start operating in fear, you are no longer in control. Okay? That fear is in control. Either that or your primal instincts are in control. Okay? And primal instincts will not help you in a spiritual attack. Primal instincts may help you in certain situations, but not during a spiritual attack. Your primal instincts will not help you, okay? Unless you are very adept spiritually, which if you're very adept spiritually, you're not going to operate in fear anyway, okay? So it just doesn't happen. So no need for me even try to go there. There's no scenario where operating in fear is going to help you. Okay? Most certainly not when it comes to spiritual attack. You need to be calm, okay? And that calmness, okay, stems from proper preparation. I just can't say it enough. There's no way around it. People want shortcuts. Okay, and so you're listening to Godis Nanu, and Godis Nanu is going to tell you the truth. Okay, because I'm not seeking anything. Okay, I'm not a pretender. I'm not a faker. I'm not seeking for you to put me on some ridiculous pedestal, none of that nonsense. Okay, feed you a bunch of crap to your itching ears, right? Because your ears are itching. You don't want the truth. Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Getting a little off there. All right, walk in the spirit. So, calm and peace comes from walking in the spirit. Now, I understand some people, they're like, how do I walk in the spirit? Right? Because they didn't learn these things. These are like basic foundational things. And I know a lot of people are watching my videos and are going to be a part of my community that have not learned basic foundational things because they just aren't religious, okay? And they have been hurt by religion. They may just not be into any of that. But you can learn a lot of foundational things through different religions and spiritual systems, okay? So, how do you walk in the Spirit? First and foremost, you must be filled with the Spirit, okay? What does that mean, be filled with the Spirit, Sounds crazy, right? Well, what does that mean? You need to be filled with God's Spirit, okay? Your pure spirit, okay? And not these other spirits, all right? You have to be filled with God's Spirit, all right? And in order to be filled with God's Spirit, you do have to be aligned. Okay? It means you have to be walking in holiness. You can't just be living any old kind of way, doing evil stuff, doing harmful stuff to yourself, to other people, and to creatures. And, you can't be doing crazy stuff and think that you're going to be filled with God's Spirit. Okay? That's just craziness. All right? That's delusional. All right? Your temple has to be holy. Okay, you have to prepare your temple. We talked about this in the last video. All right, some things you can do. And you have to be communing with the Spirit. All right, you have to be getting to know the Spirit of God. You can't, this is not some kind of magic and you say some magic words, okay? So you have to be disciplined. You have to practice these things. You have to implement these things in your daily life, okay? If you want to walk in the Spirit, that don't just happen, okay? It don't just happen. You have got to get your foundation right. And some people think they walking in the Spirit and they walking in some other spirit. And we're not gonna get on that. Let me move on. So I'm trying to keep this short. I'm already almost at 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep them 10 minutes. I really am. All right. So another thing is you need deliverance. Okay? Because you can't walk in the Spirit. You can't be full of the Spirit if you full of all kind of other spirits. Okay? So negative thoughts. Okay, you got to cancel all contracts that you have made with other entities and that maybe even your bloodline has made with other entities. You have to cancel those contracts and you have to seek out deliverance. There are actual books on deliverance. I can't speak for all of the books. I'm not going to mention a book because you still have to, anytime you read, especially from certain people, you have to decipher between what is the truth and what is bias and something purposely meant to mislead you and keep you spiritually oppressed. That's just the type of world that we live in. Everybody wants power over the other people. All right. I'm not one of those people. That's why I'm telling you the truth and you don't like it because you got to do the work now. Okay. You have to disconnect from evil and negativity. You have to disconnect from evil and negativity. You have to cut those cords. If you want to walk in the Spirit, be walking in calmness and peace and know how to deal and respond when you are spiritually attacked. You ain't got to worry about being attacked if you already full of demons. You know what I'm saying? If you already full of negativity and spirits and you ain't got to worry about that. All right? But once you start trying to seek the light, you will be attacked and you need to know how to respond. All right? Once you start connecting with beings that are walking in the light, you will be attacked. Okay? Or you may be used like a puppet. That too. So if you want to walk anywhere near me, you've got to be delivered, okay? Because you should make people responsible for having to deal with your demons every time they want to interact with you. That's why I don't talk to many people. Okay, I'm getting off. I'm sorry. Let me get back. All right. You need to know the difference between negativity and reality. Okay? Everything you hear that you just don't like is not negativity. Okay? Sometimes it's just reality. Reality ain't always roses and rainbows. Okay? Sometimes reality doesn't feel good. It feels like negativity, but it's not because it causes growth. Sometimes pain feels like negativity, but it's not. It causes growth. The pain is necessary to teach you and move you in the right direction, especially if you're chosen. Okay? Just expect you're gonna go through some pain, okay? You're gonna go through some pain. Just accept that now. But you gotta know the difference between the two. Don't confuse it. Know when it's divine, okay, or it's reality, or it's truth. Truth hurts sometimes, or when it's negativity. And, that requires walking in the spirit, okay? That requires being able to hear the voice of your creator. And you got to you got to get rid of all that other stuff you listening to, all right? If you want to be able to tune in. The next thing that helps you to respond in the right way to spiritual attack so you can be successful and win and be victorious is you have to be obedient. Okay, once you walking in the spirit, you done been delivered, you can differentiate between negativity and reality, you got to be obedient. Okay? When the spirit tells you to move, move and move right then. Don't ask no questions. Don't think about it. Nothing. Because your mind and will try to get in the way. Look, you don't know nothing. Okay? You don't know nothing. God knows everything. So God say move this way. You don't even worry about it. Just do it. Okay? Just do it. Okay, because your mind sometimes it can't even hold. You don't have the capacity, okay? Because your vessel can only carry a small miniature amount of God's essence. Okay, so God, it's just not possible for you to know everything while you in this little itty bitty antenna. Okay, so you just gotta move. Be obedient. All right, that will protect you. That's your safety net right there. Keep you out of a lot of trouble. I'm telling you. And the closer you get to the creator, the more serious that is for you to be obedient. The closer you get and them demons trying to take you out, man, and you decide God say go right and you talk about, oh, I think I wanna go left. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You may come to an inch of your life playing with God. Don't do it. Release ungodly attachments and team up with the right people. Okay? Ungodly attachments will take you out. Okay? Ungodly attachments. Let go of them people that ain't walking on the path with you. Let go of them people that is bringing negativity, is bringing evil, demonic entities into your life. Them people that will be puppets real soon. Because, like I said, the closer you get to God, the more serious it get. Okay? And you just got to keep a distance from the people because they will literally try to take you out. It gets real. It gets real. The more you walk in the light, the realer it gets. Okay? So the spirits can't get to you. They can't attack you. They would try to use somebody else to get to you. Okay? So you got to release them ungodly attachments. You got to know when to say, okay, I got to deal with you from an extreme distance. Put them boundaries up. Okay? Because they're not walking with you and they're not walking with God. Okay, so you can't walk with God and walk with ungodly people. You just can't do it. You got to team up with the right people, okay? God will replace those people, okay? And when you see people are trying to walk in the light, you got to team up with the right people, okay? It's very serious to be teamed up with the right people, praying with the right people, talking with the right people, connecting with the right people, because that will make you stronger, okay? That will allow you to build a defense for yourself, okay? People, collective consciousness is a very serious thing. So you have to choose what type of collective consciousness do you want to be connected to? Hmm? Next is motion. Don't get lazy. You got to keep it moving. Okay, even just like in the physical, that's one way you can avoid being attacked in real life is just to keep moving, keep minding your business, keep moving. Okay, don't be get caught slipping. All right. Same thing in the spiritual. You got to keep moving. Don't get lazy. Don't get caught slipping in the spiritual, because that's when you gonna be attacked for sure. And ask for help. If you know you need help, you dealing with something, just ask for help. Why struggle? Why suffer unnecessarily? Ask for help. That's why it's important to team up with the right people. So you can ask some people for help. Say, look, this is what's happening around here. We got to look out for each other. Okay? Easy, easy, easy. Anyway, know when to call for help. Don't be arrogant. Okay? That's your arrogance. People that don't know when to say, hey, I need to go see a therapist. Hey, I need to go to the doctor to get this checked out, to get this examined, figure out what this is. You know, people who don't know how to do that, you setting yourself up for the worst. Okay? Why suffer? Ask for help. Ask for help. Stop being like that. Stop being like that. Okay? You're not an island. Stop being like that. You need help. We all need help. So if you ain't getting some kind of help from somewhere somehow, trust me, you ain't doing you ain't there. I'm sorry, you ain't arrived at wherever you think you arriving to. You was delusional. You fooling yourself. All right, I'm just keeping it real. Love me or hate me, but I'm sending love, peace, love, and light.